Hey Trinity, you're probably like me. You have a new dress code for work. We're calling this Corona Casual. Probably have a new workplace too. I'm here at my house, and you probably are too. With lots of things changing, there are some things that don't change, and I want to talk about a couple of those now. One is God doesn't change, and the other thing is that the importance of community doesn't change, even in the times that we're in. And so I want to talk about those two things. I want to talk about the importance of community soon and talk about what we're doing with Trinity Check-In. But I just want to share a passage of Scripture as it relates to God's nature and how He's unchanging. I have this here, it's a journal. I don't know if you journal or if you write. I'm not a journaler at all. So if you're not, I'm not either. But it might be a good time for you to try to add on some different spiritual practices and habits. And what I actually did in this writing is, since I'm not much of a journaler, what I did is I just wrote passages of Scripture out. And so if that's not for you, you can try that too. And I just began to look in Scripture about attributes of God and His different character and nature. And so I began looking through them, and that's the value of journaling or writing, is it's a reservoir that you can go back to. And so I went back to it and looked at this passage of Scripture that I wrote about God's unchanging nature, and just wanted to share this with you. It's from Psalm 102, 25 through 27. And it says, "Of old you laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you will remain. They will all wear out like a garment. You will change them like a robe, and they will pass away. But you are the same, and your years have no end." And so in the midst of lots of changing things, we can go to God's unchanging word, remember His unchanging character in the midst of regardless whatever is going on around us. The other thing that's really unchanging is the importance of community. And so tonight we're starting something called Trinity Check-In. Well, what is Trinity Check-In, and what is it all about? Tonight is primarily going to be a way for us to connect as a church through something called Zoom. And the reason we're doing this is for us to be able to maintain those important parts of what it means to be Trinity: connecting, fellowship, praying together, sharing Scripture. Tonight's primarily just going to be a test run, getting all the kinks out. That's what we got to do during times like this, but we're going to do it, and it's important, and I want you to join us. You know, we practice all of these things of isolation, and you might say, "I'm healthy, I'm fine, I don't need to do it." Well, you're not just doing it for you, right? This is what we've been hearing from our leaders. You're doing this for other people. And that's what's also important about Trinity Check-In as well. You might say, "Oh, I'm good." It's not just about you. You need to participate in Trinity Check-In for others as well. And so tonight when the Zoom meeting happens, you should have gotten an email, but we know that people fall through the cracks, and that's okay. If you didn't get an email, just look in the comments included in this video, and you'll see we'll outline 3 different Zoom times: 6:30, 7:30, and 8:30. And with each of those, you'll have an ID and a password. If I sent you an email for a 6:30 Zoom and you say 8:30 really works, just use the ID and password that we included. It's really okay. It doesn't matter which you join. We just want you to join one of them. And so you can go to zoom.us and then just say join a meeting, add in that ID meeting, and add in that password, and you're good to go. If you receive the email, you can just open the email and click on the link. Now, the link is for you to click on right before the meeting. Don't click on it now. That's not going to do you anything because the meeting hasn't started. But before you sit down and get everything together, click on it and you'll be able to jump right in. And so we want to make sure this is as painless as possible and easy to do. Tonight's going to be a lot of working out the kinks, and that's okay. We're going to get through them and move on together. But those are some important instructions that we want you to take and put into practice, is looking on how to connect tonight. If you can't connect tonight, you say, "Look, I just cannot do tonight, but I'm really interested in being a part of it." That's awesome. I'm so glad you're interested in being a part of it. I'm also going to have my email in the comments section. If there are nights that work for you, and we'll do these in the evenings, if there are nights that work for you, use my email and just email me personally and say, "Hey, these are the nights that are available." And as we set up the Zoom meetings in the future, we'll make sure to include you. So those are the instructions. I hope it's been helpful and hope to see you tonight.